Hello, hi, welcome viewers. Welcome back once again to the Kumbi Jiku show. This is GK Sports India YouTube channel. Along with me to discuss the all-important virtual knockout quarterfinal game between India and New Zealand to happen at Indore, the World Cup 2025 held for women's in India and Sri Lanka. To discuss more about this with me is G. Krishnan, the renowned sports journalist, also the co-author of the book The Hitman, along with the legendary Vijay Lokpally. Welcome to the show, Jiko. How's Diwali been in the last 3 days, and how's Mumbai coping up with the firecrackers?
Yeah, hello viewers. Thank you, Shri. Thank you very much. Yeah, Diwali has been quite quiet in a way, but yes, there was no shortage of the sweets and savories that was flowing from all directions. But the firecrackers, you hardly heard some noises. But yes, that was how Diwali went. Yeah, so yeah, it's a virtual quarterfinal at the DY Patil Stadium in Navi, Mumbai on Thursday. India versus New Zealand, and all eyes will be on Harmanpreet Kaur and her team. Should they win this, their route to the semi-final will be clear. And if they don't win this, they are only inviting trouble for themselves because they have to beat Bangladesh in the last game, which is expected. But then the other results also have to come in their favor, with the net run rate also coming to picture. So yes, it's a position that India have put upon themselves, losing 3 consecutive matches against, like we have mentioned in our preview, the 3 tougher teams: Australia, England, and South Africa.
Well, yes, mathematically you put it across. New Zealand plays the last game against England. Scenario wherein India loses to New Zealand, and if India wins against Bangladesh with a healthy net run rate, and New Zealand loses to England, the door for the fourth spot is sealed. Having said that, you said a quiet Diwali. Yes, both the men's and women's team not firing on the day of Diwali, which left a lot of fans high and dry. Having said that, don't you think, Jiko, that this Indian team is too good a side, to be losing 3 games on a trot? What do you think, the reason has been? And mind you, the top order has come back into form. Welcome, 50 by Harmanpreet Kaur. She looked in her typical old flair, timing those shots brilliantly. And of course, Smriti Mandana back-to-back 50s. Pratika Rawal has been in good form. So has been Harleen Diol. Where do you think, what do you think that the Indian team is lacking basically? Because I believe this is too good a side to lose 3 games on a trot.
No doubt at all, Sri. This Indian team is too good to lose 3 in a trot, yes. But against Australia, they were expected to put up a good fight and maybe lose quite closely. But against England and South Africa, with the recent records being working in their favor, India were expected to win. My take on why they lost is they did not have somebody to bat till the end and finish off the match in India's favor. You look at the other teams that have won. Australia, you had Alisa Healy staying almost till the end. You look at even South Africa and England. One of their prime batters have stayed till the end, converted their 50s into a 3-figure mark, and this is what was lacking in the Indian ranks. You had Smriti Mandana, 2 back-to-back 70s and 80s. Harmanpreet Kaur, yes, it was nice to see her get her first 50 of the tournament in the last game against England. But then, for her seniority, for her experience, and for her status in international cricket, she ought to have stayed till the end and seen India cross the line. So this is something which is seriously a concern. You need one of your top batters, and that is what is said, isn't it? It's an unwritten formula in cricket. Both the genders, you have to have your top order who has set his or her eye in, knows the conditions thoroughly, and you cannot be just throwing away when you have to be staying till the end and seeing the team through. At least one of them, if not both. Like in the previous case, Smriti Mandana and Harmanpreet Kaur had that century-odd partnership, but then neither of them stayed till the end, going to catch us in the outfield. So this is something which India has to address quickly. And in the next match on Thursday against New Zealand, though the record against New Zealand works in India's favor. You cannot take New Zealand lightly. Mind you, they are one-time world champions, and New Zealand, I feel New Zealand were robbed of 2 points with the rain-affected matches against both Sri Lanka and Pakistan. Yes, anything you cannot take for granted, but then anything going by the pre-records, and it was hardly that Sri Lanka and Pakistan have won against New Zealand. So New Zealand in that way would have been feeling that they were robbed of a point each. So otherwise they would have been sitting at 6 points. But then these are things that are not in anybody's control, the nature that is.
Well, you're saying that one of the top order batters need to bat through. The way I look at it is, it's more to do the pressure of being, the second favorites after Australia being the home World Cup for India. And I somewhere feel that, they are lacking self-belief. And also, many a times, we see a lot of these girls involved in a lot of activities on social media. In fact, I read a very senior sports journalist, post on X saying that this team is too good to have lost 3 games. I'm just not able to believe it. I think it's time for them to regroup, just not discuss cricket, shut the noise outside, stay away from social media. You'll see the side back resurgent when they play against New Zealand. We were discussing about the playing 11, and one change was made in the last game wherein they did get back Renuka Singh Thakur and they dropped Jemima Rodrigues. Will India be tempted to go in with the same playing 11, having known the surface in Indore, which turned out to be a batting beauty? Or will they bite the bullet and say, fair enough, we'll get back Jemima, strengthen that batting order a little bit more and depend more on our spinners? How do you look at the scenario coming up against New Zealand and the playing 11 for India?
Yeah, before going to the playing 11, Sri, yeah, India have put themselves under pressure, and that pressure is because the top order batsmen not being able to last till the end. So that is something that they have put themselves under in. Yes, and the playing 11. Well, we have been saying about who might come in, who might not be coming in, but then it has not been working exactly the way I have been saying. But then I don't look at any change in the playing 11, and just for the sake of making a change, I don't think it is worth looking at any change. And the bowlers did decently well. And if at all you are going to make a change, you will have to bring back Jemima Rodrigues to have that additional batter. But then, considering the form that she has been in, except for an odd 30-odd runs in an earlier game, hasn't done anything much. So at least with the bowling that is an additional bowler and Renuka Thakur coming in the previous game, go with 5+1 bowler, 6 bowlers, and try and contain the New Zealand batters, because New Zealand batters are too good. And especially when you look at the DY Patil Stadium and the pitch that is and that was on offer, though it was there was a match played on Monday between two of the lowly sides, Sri Lanka and Bangladesh. Bangladesh batting first and knowing what they are capable of, could manage only 202 runs. And Sri Lanka batting first managed 202 runs, and Bangladesh fell short by 7 runs. But it is a good batting pitch, and knowing DY Patil Stadium and the pitch full of runs, like we have seen in the matches that have been held previously, New Zealand, and when you give them such good batting pitches, the experience of Susie Bates, Sophie Devine, and their batters, they will just run amok. So to contain them, you need that extra bowler. So in that case, I don't see an additional. I don't see any change in the playing 11 to what played against England last Sunday.
So I think they say, the chips are down. You have the brave put up their hand and come to the party. So we all hope that it turns out to be a good game, because both teams have got a lot of things to play for. A spot in the top 4, the number 4 position, and we all hope change of venue. Hopefully, DY Patil can bring some luck for the Indian side. And having said that, typically Mumbai is red soil based, and the spinners can extract more bounce and turn. On this note, we leave it there, viewers. Hopefully, India doesn't leave it too late in the day, and get us going on 26 to get our calculators out to see that we need to beat Bangladesh by a big net run rate, or hope that New Zealand loses to England when they play their last game against England. With that, thanks Jiku for your insights. we keep our fingers crossed, and a lot of positives from the last game in Indore when India played England. The return to form of a lot of our top batters, and as usual, our spinners have done a good job. We hope that the new ball bowlers in the wake of Kranti Gaud and Renuka Singh Thakur provide some early breakthroughs. Thank you very much, viewers. Keep watching our channel, subscribe and share. I hope for an Indian victory in the game on Thursday, DY Patil.
Yeah, thank you, Sri. And yes, that's what we are keeping the fingers crossed. Hopefully, post Diwali, it is a better show from the Indian women in this World Cup in the remaining matches. Thank you very much. See you. Bye-bye.